Well, it's better than Solo. Adrift. Not to be confused with Overboard, which I have been doing for the last 2 weeks because apparently they both sound the same, even though they're completely different movies. So Adrift is a story of one Tammy and her boyfriend Richard trying to sail from Tahiti all the way to San Diego to transport this rich couple's ship. And yeah, bad things happen and it doesn't go well. So, the good about this movie. One, I give props to the actual visual effects artists, because when these two are in bad conditions, you can tell they're in clearly bad conditions. Also, it's cheesy romance at its finest. Oh god, Richard. Richard is basically the stereotypical nice guy who has no idea what the hell he's doing. And when you find out a bit of his backstory, it kind of makes sense the way he acts that way. Kind of see a bit of myself in the guy, sadly, but meh, can't see anything wrong with that. And Tammy is, okay, Star Wars, I need you to focus here for a moment. You see that movie? That was actually a woman being strong, independent, but still relatable and understandable. And she had flaws. You know, that thing that Rey still doesn't have. Double down on that crap. But yes, all jokes aside from my continuous bashing of The Last Jedi, and I will never stop doing that, this is actually a pretty good movie. Not great, and definitely not for everybody, but it is what it is. If there was one negative with the movie, it's the fact that you can tell exactly what's going to happen, even if you didn't read the article, which I did, just as pre-game. And when the reveal happens, and it's kind of obvious when it does, it's actually played the right way. Especially when you read into the article that the woman wrote this about, and everything that was happening to them along the way. The way the movie shoots, it's a little bit more on the nose and tries to play subtle with it, but I feel there's another route they could have taken that with. Much akin to that of Batman's Arkham Knight, with how Batman and the Joker were with each other. And as immediately as you know what that is, you can guess what the twist is. But it's done well, it's enjoyable. There's not really much of the movie I would say is outright bad. My only real gripe with the movie is the fact that they do the whole forwards and backwards thing. It's like two timelines running simultaneously, but they jump back and forth. You got post-rec and then pre-rec, and they're kind of moving at the same pace throughout. And you would think there's some nice tangential stuff to jump from one to the next, but it's very jarring. I know that's kind of the par for these types of movies, but you could imagine there being a nice transition, like in 6 Days, 7 Nights, when you transition from the stranded couple to their loved ones back at the beach, well, the resort I should say. There's at least some coherency as to why they're jumping from one to the next. This one, no, it's just like, oh, she's tired, she goes to sleep, and then it's back with her and Richard, you know, going on a date. And they're a cute couple, I ain't gonna lie. It's just, Richard clearly has no idea what the hell he's doing, and it's fun to watch. And from a guy who's seen a lot of anime with that type of premise, it's actually refreshing to see a man actually trying to do it that way instead of the other way around. So, yeah. So, not a long one for this one, guys. Yeah. Is this one you have to see in theaters? Hell no. Is this one that I feel you probably need to watch to feel complete in the world like one Deadpool 2 does? No, not really. But when this eventually ends up on EBS or Showtime or Redbox and you want to have like a sad romance movie with your significant other, it's kind of warranted of that. You're not exactly gonna feel completely like, oh, this is a must-see, but you'll definitely get your money's worth out of this one. Won't be in my top 10 best, won't be in my top 10 worst, unless I'm really stretching for bottom, but I think I got enough going on with that one already, especially with a couple of movies coming out. So you can stop here. I'm just going to talk about 2 trailers in particular that came out of nowhere. Once again, you can stop here. This is where the trailers begin. First off, Searching. Okay, because Unfriended was such a great idea and a great horror movie premise, let's make this a suspense thriller where the guy's searching up YouTube and Facebook and Google. Okay, I understand trying new medium, and I sympathize with trying to come up with new and creative material. And taking a twist on this is fine, but you don't need it to be just all on a computer and FaceTime, and why? Why would you do this? Now, granted, the movie may not all be that. They might actually jump from actual, all just this little screen right here with pop-ups to real-world events where he might transpire in search of his daughter. But please do something different. It didn't work in Unfriended. It won't work here if that's all you got as the premise. You need to make it hook. You need to have a good hook to this, I would say. Actually, the really good hook would be this wasn't her father. It was just some crazy nutbag trying to take her. If that is a twist, I'm calling it right now. And then there's another one, which I wasn't aware Mark Wahlberg was still making movies. Well, at least in this regard. Mile 22. Kind of like what happens if you were to mix 18 blocks with freaking Argo. Yeah, just let that sink in there. Gotta get a guy from point A to B with all the craziness going on in there, but it's set in a different world with espionage and these two people are dueling with each other and they know who they are. It's kind of tough to sit there and watch, but it seems cheesy and over the top. I don't think it's going to be good, but I'm hoping it's cheesy good to the point where even if I have to put it in my bottom 10, I'm not doing that because I hate it, just because it doesn't look good. And boy, does it not look good, guys. You can look it up. But also, once again, haven't gotten this one for a while, but the Nutcracker movie is coming out this year in November 8th from the same guys that brought us Beauty and the Beast. You can guess what finger I'm about to extend when I talk about this. But it looks... I love the Nutcracker movie, don't get me wrong. But this seems very just... like... Nutcracker meets Narnia. I will say this. As compared to Beauty and the Beast, the set design of this actually looks really good and not just forced and hammy. Seems like you're actually watching a stage production of this, which, if they do that route with it, almost like an Into the Woods type feel, I would actually give this movie some credit when it comes out. But... yeah, guys, the reason why this one's so quick is I'm going to be out of town next week, so... out of town. I'm going to be out of the country, so... when I come back, I might do something special. No, I'm not doing the My Little Pony one like last time. I didn't lose a bet this time, and you guys haven't broken 10,000 subscribers, so ha! Yeah, that's still up there. A student asked me that a while ago. But, we are approaching 50, and I do have a little video when we finally break 50 subscribers, so... hopefully we can get that while I'm gone. If not, well, it's been fun, guys. Why am I laughing so much? Because I need a laugh after that movie, because that was kind of sad and depressing near the end there, if you haven't figured out the twist already. Still, though, not a bad movie. Still good. There's more to come. Wash the taste of Solo out of my mouth, though, thankfully. That's a good one. Anyway, guys, as always, I'm Kevin Rowley, signing off, and I'll see you all next time. Later.